up, everybody? It's Rudy Jalapeno here. I'm on location in Livonia, Michigan for work. And I just got back from watching Thor Ragnarok, and it was pretty fun. Okay, so basically this is probably one of the most exciting and fun Marvel movies they put out in a long time. The opening scene with Thor is amazing. The music is amazing, and the action is super fun. Now, if you've seen any of the trailers, you know Thor's imprisoned, and he has to end up fighting the Hulk. He also ends up fighting a new villain, Hela, the goddess of death. A lot of things that happen in this movie do change the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward. There are a lot of consequences and a lot of different outcomes that come from this movie, and this movie is going to be vital watching when it comes to preparing for Avengers Infinity War, which is coming out next year. The story itself, it's very well paced. Again, it's very exciting. Even just from the intro, it starts off really quick. The opening scene is probably going to be like, it's one of my favorite scenes. I immediately wanted to watch the opening scene again right after I got done with it. Taika Waititi, the director, he did a really good job of keeping all the actors in their own sandbox, and everybody gets their own amount of screen time without anybody feeling like they're getting gypped, you know. So everybody is very well balanced in this movie. Chris Hemsworth, over all the Marvel movies, he actually has really good comedic timing these days. The first Thor movie was funny, but it wasn't super funny. But now, like, his comedic timing has progressed. He's a great actor, and you can just see his growth over these films as they go along. Tessa Thompson, she plays Valkyrie. You may remember her from one of the greatest movies, Creed. She was the love interest in Creed, and she comes back in Thor, and she plays Valkyrie. She's a warrior, and she has a vendetta against Hela, the main villain of the film. Jeff Goldblum steals every scene he's in. He plays the Grand Master, and if you remember watching Guardians of the Galaxy, the collector, the weird kind of, weird guy that Benicio del Toro played in that movie, this is his brother, the Grand Master. So hopefully at some point in one of the films, we'll see them two together, because Jeff Goldblum was absolutely hilarious. Now, the special effects on this movie were great, as usual. Almost every Marvel film has great special effects. But one of the things that really stands out is the music. The music is this 80s new wave electronic, danceable, but at the same time just kind of sits in the background of the film type of music. And it's great. And the reason it's great is because it's actually being done by Mark Mothersbaugh of Devo. If you remember, they had a great hit in the 80s with Whip It. So that's the reason that you get this kind of 80s feel and this 80s vibe. I liked Thor Ragnarok. I liked it a lot. I will say, though, that at some points I feel like there was a little bit too much comedy. Now, if you watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, it was great. But some of the comedy in that movie actually felt a little forced. I didn't really feel like the comedy in Thor was forced, but at the same time, I felt like there was a lot of it. There was a huge excess, and at certain times it felt out of character for Thor, and it kind of felt out of character for other people like Loki at times. Again, the movie works. It works really well, and this is going to be the most fun you have at the theater this year, I promise you. But for me personally, I felt like there was a little bit too much comedy, and I could have done with a little bit more depth in the characters. One of the characters that I really felt needed more depth was Hela, the villain. I thought she was great, and her role is pertinent, and it's very important. And you'll see layers of her in the movie. But I felt like there should have been a little bit more, maybe a little bit more of her, maybe a little bit more of an emotional beat, a few more emotional beats with the Hulk, on the new planet and everything. And that's really all I can say without spoiling anything else. If you watched any of the Thor trailers, there's a lot of action beats in the trailers. And they're very important parts in the film, and I kind of feel like they were spoiled for me in the trailer. I would have rather just watched a lot of them in the film. So if you haven't seen any of the trailers, don't watch any of the trailers. Just go straight into the movie. It doesn't really spoil the movie. I still had a great time with it, but I feel like there was a lot of reveals done in the trailer that could have waited just for me to go into the movie theater. So for me, I'm giving Thor Ragnarok 4 stars out of 5. I had a great time with it. I do feel like maybe there was a few too many comedic beats, and there could have been more emotional beats or more depth to a couple of the characters. But other than that, the movie works great. The pacing is great. Again, I want to go in and see it a second time because it was just super duper fun. So follow me on Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Love you guys, and I'll see you later.